Almost dropped an entire mug of tea. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. My name is Craig. We are here with episode 8 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Very excited. Last time on Agents, we had the incredibly fun 80s style episode. I saw the name of the episode. I had to look it up, obviously, when I was doing my reaction. It was a great name. The Excellent Adventures of Mac and the Deke, or Mac and the D, I think it was called. Such a good name. Such a good name. Last time, yeah, we had the cheer up episode for Mac, pretty much, but done in an 80s style. So good, so good. I saw in the comments some people didn't like it too much. That's expected. I expected some people to not like it because it's a very specific episode. You know, it is. But I enjoyed it. You know, I grew up watching 80s movies. I enjoyed all the jokes landed for me. I liked all the throwbacks, all the whole style of it, you know, and the mixing of the different genres, like with the B slasher vibe it had, and then it had like the action, the hero fucking storyline going on. For me, it nailed everything that it needed to nail, and I loved it. But I can understand why some people wouldn't enjoy it. You know, it's a very specific episode. But as I said last time, it was told through the perspective of Deke, you know, so things were hammed up a bit. It was an episode that Mac needed. It was time that Mac needed. It brought him back from the brink, you know. 20 months, I think, was the duration they were there. So all the stuff with Mac was good, you know. I'm glad that he worked his way through it, you know. And having Deke there was great, you know, seeing that side of Deke. We knew that Deke is that kind of a character anyway, so he was a good person to have there. He never gave up on Mac, you know. He stayed there and stayed helping him. I don't really know where we're going to go with this episode, honestly. I think we're going to stay in the 80s because they didn't jump out. We have Nathaniel back. Sybil is still around. I wonder, like initially I thought that we were going to have an episode maybe showing what the rest of the agents did in the time that they were gone. But I feel like the ship malfunctioning might have just shot them forward 20 months to where we saw them come out, you know? Because initially I had assumed that they jumped further into the future and then jumped back to get there, but I don't think that's the case. I think they just jumped forward another few months, another 20 months, and then when we saw them come out at the end of the episode, that was them exiting the jump, you know. But you never know, anything is possible. Again, I don't know what they're going to do with this episode, you know. I'm excited though. I'm excited. We had a Q&A. Let me get up the questions. The question I had asked, I said I was going to ask questions at the end of the episode, was do you still think Nathaniel has Quake's powers, and what do you think their plan is now, him and Sybil? It wasn't a great question, I apologise. I couldn't really think about it at the end of the episode. I even when I was editing back the episode, like watching it back again, I laughed at all the same moments, you know. I just thought it was done so well. First question from Thomas Richards. Yes, I think it would be a waste of the show's time for him to gain her powers and then just lose them. I think it'd be cool if he was searching out more Inhumans and stealing their powers too, so he could end up like Ada post-Framework with multiple powers. If he does have Daisy's powers or multiple powers, would you like to see him as the new big bad and have an ultimate Inhuman battle between he and Daisy? That would be pretty badass. Like, it's looking that way now. He's definitely going to be a temp villain because, like, how big are the Chronicoms now? We know they're destroyed. The ones that were traveling through time are destroyed. Is that the last of the Chronicoms? Is there more back in the present? I assumed there was more in the present. I thought they had like a small fleet left. But I also thought I heard somewhere in the show that the last remaining Chronicoms were aboard that vessel. But I think I might have been misremembering that. They might have been talking about the fleet that was there. Because I remember when they took Fitz and they were like, if you attack us or whatever, they'll scatter the fleet and they'll never find Fitz again. So the Chronicoms could still be a potential big bad. You know, Sybil is still in the past. She's still trying to fuck shit up, I assume, with the time stream and stuff. But he could become one. A battle between him and Daisy would be cool, you know. The battle between... It was short-lived, but the battle between Graviton and Daisy was pretty damn cool. You know, we got the she propelled herself forward and then the punch. Or did she grab him? I can't remember. That was really cool. It wasn't as long as I would have liked, but it was still badass and it was shot well and it looked good. You know, the effects looked good. So, a powered... Even if he didn't have other powers, even if he just had quake powers and he learned to control them, maybe. Because he has the money to have someone develop something like her gauntlets, you know? So what if we got a Quake v Quake battle? That would be pretty cool. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I do think... like, I agree. I was talking about it last episode as well, just about him still having her powers, and I pitched the idea, like, what if they brought back some sort of storyline involving inhuman powers getting stolen, whether it's for him or someone else, or maybe he's created an organization and he's soups up his people with that. I don't know, because why bring that thread in otherwise, you know? It seems like a weird random thing to just have in it. So one of them is definitely going to come back. Whether what I was initially what I was thinking is, he took Daisy's powers, he couldn't control them, he got knocked out. Maybe the effects, maybe her powers left, because maybe taking what he took didn't fully bring the powers into him, but he knows it's possible because he took them temporarily. So then he goes over the next, probably gone for 10 years. Was it 10 years or 20 years? 70s, 80s, 10 years. He goes over the next 10 years and starts researching and doing it again, you know, and maybe that's a drive for the whole stealing Inhumans powers. So that would, in that scenario, he wouldn't have Daisy's powers anymore. But he could just still have the powers. Maybe he doesn't do this whole Inhumans hunting thing that I was thinking about. Any of them is possible. But yes, a battle between him and Daisy would be cool. But I feel like if he had a load of Inhuman powers, like Daisy's powerful, but if he had her powers and a load of other powers, you know, that would be formidable. So, but it would be badass. I just want to see Daisy use her powers more. I understand why she's not, but I love when they get creative with Daisy's powers, and she knows how to use them properly now, so I'd like to see some utilization, so that would be cool. That was the only question we got for the Q&A this week. Thank you very much for the question. I put out the episode late this week. I'm sorry, I've been bogged down with stuff lately. If you guys want to ask me a question or just bring up an opinion or a talking point or whatever, tweet at me, AOS, hashtag AOSQA. Tweet or leave a comment down below with the same hashtag. Everything is welcome. Before the next episode airs, I will also have a question just to pose it to you if you want to answer that as well. I'll have that after this episode. About this episode, that's pretty much it. I gave my little predictions. Not much, you know. I'm excited, you know. Especially coming off last episode, I'm excited. You know, we got everyone back, so let's do it. Let's check it out.
Mac!
Was I wrong? So maybe they did jump further ahead.
Fine, I'll do it.
Deke.
And we're going to get to see what they went through.
Minutes.
Because when they got there, they said we have 27 hours or something like that.
Hopefully Deke didn't have trouble finding him.
How would they know that unless they did something to get back there, right?
To do that?
481 days.
Deke and Mac. They've been alone the whole time. Start the search. Now! Mac, where are you? Deke! Mac, are you there?
Oh, it's just going to keep jumping.
Mac, do you read? Come in!
You have 27 days until it's time to rendezvous back with the Zephyr, and I'll be
Standing right here.
27 days,
theory anyway. Good
he
luck.
said. Okay, so they did just skim ahead. Okay, I thought...
Worried about losing them too?
Sousa!
Really?
Oh, that was a cool intro. I missed most of it.
So this is what we're doing.
Damn it.
At this rate, the Zephyr will collapse into a space-time singularity in 2 days.
Oh,
Or relatively speaking, 20 minutes.
oh.
Honestly, I have no idea.
Finally, the scientists from the future and I are on the same page.
But can't we just disconnect the fuel cell regulator?
I just don't know enough about inhuman biology to...
My mom does.
Daisy, you should be resting.
I'm okay.
They're in the 80s.
1983, right? Jiaying is at Afterlife. If anyone has had a cure in human powers, it's her.
Oh,
Get there in time?
my God. We're going to get CGIing. Is there going to be anyone else there?
If you leave before the next jump.
Okay.
I spilled tea on myself. I'm so excited.
Prep the Quinjet, but do not leave until I get the order.
Well, I know.
How are they going to sell it to her? Coulson's getting some new body.
Can you reboot him?
Oh, that's not something you want to see every day.
Things are
Or any day.
right now.
Reunion from outside the room.
Oh,
Mate, that's horrible.
Well, it wasn't all bad.
Invasive.
invasive indeed. Who else could be here? You know,
Came up with a cover story.
probably nobody.
Try to keep it simple. Tell part of the truth.
If we get a young character.
Can't outrun Gordon.
Young Gordon, right?
Please, don't bring me back there.
Take her home.
Oh, it is.
What about them?
Oh, yeah. Touch a crystal or an obelisk.
This is a diviner. Human style.
The diviner.
Oh. It's a prosthetic.
What did you do to her?
Oh. Oh, she couldn't do that. Yeah, you don't want to be doing that to me.
I was curious to see.
Whoa, it's very hot in here today. We have high temperatures.
Do I look like a Neanderthal to you?
I spent time with a tribe of Neanderthals. Agent Sousa does not resemble one. He lacks the characteristic brow ridges.
Can we just push the button?
Nice.
The problem isn't physical, it's in your mind. You could guide her on an exploration of her emotional past.
Oh, yeah, no.
Feelings aren't exactly our thing.
They're really not.
If there's a chance it could work, don't you want to take it?
That's the best pairing for this type of thing. It's so good.
This is literally my worst nightmare. Mute is embarrassment. If physical contact will help, I have an idea.
What, are you gonna fight?
Please tell me we're not gonna spoon.
Yeah. It's more like it. Oh, it's everything.
That was-
I didn't know.
Oh,
I think we're finally getting somewhere.
what was that? It has to work because they can't abandon the Zephyr. You know, I'd be stranded there.
Are not in-
I was a paratrooper during the war. I like to be prepared. You ever jumped out of an airplane before?
Twice. Though I only had a parachute the second time. I put it together after you came on board. Prosthetics have come a long way since the 1950s.
Oh shit!
Still not an excuse.
Bye bye, limp.
Guess we're all in the same boat now.
Which reminds me, something I have to do.
Gemma's just getting body parts and bodies
Isn't
for
it?
everyone.
You got this.
Que hay un ladrón aquí, ¿eh?
Espera, por favor.
Me voy por lo que es mío.
Oh.
What did you do to her?
It's her power, right? You're trying to
We
contain
didn't do
her.
anything. Cora did this herself.
How is this possible?
Yeah.
Ever since.
Oh. Oh, is it going to be Nathaniel? I'm thinking Daisy, but... I fucking knew it!
Cora, you don't have to die today.
Oh, is he going to recruit her or take her powers? He has Daisy's powers under control.
Nathaniel. And you know what? I was actually supposed to die too.
Man, he looks badass. I like the
No,
I like the outfit.
Just walk with your gun, right?
He has like gauntlet stuff on, does he?
No, you. My friends and I are about to go make some chaos.
Oh,
I really want you to come with us. And never feel trapped again.
are they going to destroy Afterlife or do chaos
All you have to do is say yes.
elsewhere? Ah, damn it! I thought she had it.
Your powers?
I tried. Still nothing.
Is that a Chronicom?
Take this.
Time, space. It's never stopped us before.
So, have they created more Chronicoms now?
That can't be Daisy.
They're taking people prisoner. They're stealing fucking powers, man.
Well, you've been no help.
Cora, get away from him.
You've put Cora through enough.
They don't look like Chronicoms. They've got the weapons though.
I've always loved you, no matter what.
You were gonna let him put a knife through my heart.
Never! Sweetheart. Sweetheart, remember when I would read you stories till you fell asleep? What would I always say at the beginning?
I'm not a child anymore.
I'd say some stories have witches and dragons and bad men. And
Is
I
it?
will always protect you from all of it.
Oh. Oh.
One shot.
That was a close call.
Maybe I'm not supposed to. What is it?
I don't have to bounce back.
What? Come on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She didn't flip back. Does she just have super speed now?
Stop jumping.
Now she's just yo. Oh, his leg.
Hey, you play the drums by any chance?
I can keep tempo.
Haha, they got a new drummer.
It didn't work.
The Deke Squad featuring Enoch. Shit. Don't end. No! Show us where they've gone. Give us a tease. It's not going to do it. It's going to go to Nathaniel. Yeah. They couldn't just end on a happy note. They couldn't just end on a happy note. I fucking knew Nathaniel was going to steal Inhuman powers. Why bring that thread up, you know? Why bring that thread up? This was another great episode. I don't know what to say. Not a great episode. I'll give it a minus straight off the bat because we have no fits still. But this was a great episode. Man, it's raised so many more questions though. So many more questions. Like, right. So, Nathaniel has powers. Is he taking the Inhumans to steal the powers for himself, or is he powering up other people to create an army? You know? Like, what's Sybil's role in this? She's obviously feeding him information, you know? She's using the time stream. She's feeding him information. What's her endgame goal? At first I thought there was Chronicoms, and I thought they were after been building Chronicoms. But no, they seemed like just regular soldiers, you know? Obviously with the Chronicom tech, she could get them to build that. It'd be a bit easier than building robots, you know? Or LMDs, Chronicoms, whatever you want to call them. What's her endgame? Is she using Nathaniel? Obviously she's using Nathaniel, but like she could be doing a legitimate team up. But she wants to wipe out like Earth, you know? She wants to wipe out the humans and take that and make a Chronica tree. So obviously she's not told him the full story. Also, how long has Nathaniel had the powers? Has he had those powers longer than Daisy now? Like he definitely has them longer. How longer? I could do math here now and try and figure it out, but I can't. He definitely has the powers longer. So he has a better grasp, presumably, of the Quake powers than Daisy. You know? The fight between the two of them now is looking a bit more likely. That's gonna be good. I feel like if we're gonna get that, like Daisy's still not 100%. She probably won't be 100% for a while. I feel like we might get a fight between the two of them and he might wipe the floor with her. Just with experience and maybe her not being 100%, you know? Fuck, man, yeah, I don't know. I liked his look, you know? He looked very Neo. Yeah. And Daisy has a sister, and I'm assuming that she died. She killed herself before Nathaniel intervened and stopped her. So, is that why... Is that the reason Jiaying left Afterlife and met Cal? Is that the reason? It's obviously the reason she wouldn't tell anyone about Daisy when she got to Afterlife, you know? Back in season 3? Can't remember. 2 or 3. Yeah, seeing Jiaying was cool. I don't know if I said that already. That was very, very cool. Someone in, I think it was a Q&A question in one of the earlier episodes, someone asked, do you think it's possible for a young Jiaying to appear pre-Whitehall? So, nice guess. I fucking called it. Yeah, it was cool to see Jiaying. I assume she could pop up again next episode because they're still. I'm not sure they jumped. I forgot they jumped at the very end. Way to take away a win, you know. They finally got a win. Yo-Yo saved the day, and then boom, nope, it didn't work. Oh man, can't deal with it. Fuck yeah. So I was thinking fuck, Jiaying might come back, but we don't know how far they jump. Although if it, presumably, if things are still going the way they're going, they should have only jumped a little bit ahead. So if that happened, then Jiaying could still come back, you know? Because Nathaniel is still in that time period. So I assume they're only going to jump a little bit ahead, right? Plus, that would make it easier for them to do a little time skip and have Nathaniel have his plans kind of come to fruition a bit more. But because of Yo-Yo pulling the thing out, maybe it affected it. Maybe they were able to jump further or something. I don't know. But hopefully we get some more Jiaying, if possible. I gotta say this, and I didn't like him at first. I didn't like Nathaniel at first when he came in. He was fine, but he just seemed... I don't know. He didn't really seem like anything. I didn't really... He was okay. I'm actually really warming up to him. I think he's really good. He's... The actor and the writing is just so good for him. I despise him. But, I like everything that's going on that side of things, you know? I'm enjoying it. And I'm going to enjoy seeing him get taken down. But I like it. I like the actor. I like what's going on over there. Cora was Daisy's sister's name, I think, right? Cora. I like it. Interesting. More layers. Yo-Yo. Everything with Yo-Yo and May this episode was great. It was fucking brilliant. That's a great pairing, especially for what they were trying to do, you know? Trying to get everything. Every single line that came out of May this episode was just great. I loved it. Everything that happened with Yo-Yo, I love that she is now just a speedster, you know? She is untethered. They're going to have to change her name. She's not Yo-Yo anymore. She's Yo. I'm going to call her Yo for the rest of the season. We're going to have to get her trained up now. She's going to have to run fast, enter the Speed Force, and change stuff. Although we might end up with Flashpoint, so maybe she shouldn't do that. Or the time rates will come after her. No, yeah, I like it. I like it. I really like it. I like that she's now untethered. It'll make her a lot more formidable. I really liked the way her powers worked, though. You know, I like it for the character. You know, for the character, it's cool. It's like an evolution of her powers, you know, and it was cool. It's just a cool way for the character to overcome something, you know. It was just a mental block, and figuring that out and unlocking that. Then it's a cool twist on the powers and herself as a character. But I thought her powers, for a speedster-like character, her powers were really cool and unique, and it made her different from characters like the Flash and Quicksilver. You know, she had these restrictions. And it was cool seeing her work around these restrictions, you know. So I'm going to miss that aspect of the character. But again, I still like it, what happened for the character, you know. It's cool for her to go through that and work through it and evolve her powers. But I'm going to miss the Yo-Yo powers. It's cool to see Gordon. I was thinking, at the start of the episode, I mentioned it in the episode, I was thinking who could be there that would be old enough. And Gordon was the only one I could really think of. So seeing a young Gordon was pretty cool. if one of them, if Nathaniel or someone gets his powers, that could be problematic. Being able to teleport anywhere could be problematic. And having Nathaniel there, he is probably the perfect person to train someone. You know, I'm still assuming that he's giving the powers to someone. He could be just taking them for himself. If he's giving them to someone, though, he's the perfect person to talk someone through learning the powers, because he did it on his own, you know. And the Quake powers are difficult from what we've seen, difficult to control, especially because they're so catastrophic, you know, they're so dangerous. So I kind of hope he's giving them to people and amassing this army, but I could see it going the other way, and I could see it being him taking the powers. But I don't know. I'm glad what happened though. I like that Nate is becoming more of a villain. Thomas Richards called it at the start. He could be. I still think the Chronicoms will be, but he will be the co-villain. You know, he'll be the villain that they will defeat, and then they'll go on to defeat the Chronicoms, I assume. You know, that's the way I kind of see it going now. All the stuff at the start was great. The skipping ahead thing was cool. I talked about it at the start of the episode. I assumed that they skipped ahead, but then at the start I was like, right, maybe they didn't. Maybe they did jump ahead. Stuff happened, and then they went back. Because I was like, why would she say they have 27 days left unless something happened? Because they never knew the time window before, you know. That's why I was kind of thinking maybe they jumped forward and something happened, and we were going to figure out what happened on their side of things, and they have to jump back. But that wasn't the case at all. Yeah, Gemma is now just a dispenser for body parts and bodies. She's just giving everyone body parts, you know. She's made 2 bodies for Coulson. So Sousa now has his leg back. He has a new leg. That's awesome. I'm hoping he's going to be more fights. I want to see him kick some people's ass. Although he kicked ass anyway, you know. He was great in Agent Carter. So I'm so happy Sousa is around. So happy Sousa is around. That's pretty much all I got. The guy with the knife summoning thing was pretty cool. Enoch met some Neanderthals. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, I do. I want to see it. I want to see the Deke Squad featuring Enoch. Was that the name of his band? The Deke Squad? I think it was. Did I write it down? I did not write it down. I think it was the Deke Squad. I want to see Enoch drum for Deke's new band. That would be awesome. I really want that. Yeah, I don't really know what they're going to... Like, we're still in the 80s. How far ahead did they jump? Because the jumps were getting exponentially smaller. Like, where did they go? I still think they might have went further than before. You know, if what Yo-Yo did, that might have affected it a bit more, and they might have jumped a bit further in again. But it's obviously going to be dealing with Nathaniel, because they know of that now, you know. Yo-Yo and May got back. They'll debrief. They'll figure that out. They'll probably try and deal with that. Like, Sybil doesn't have a way to get in. She doesn't have a way to time travel anymore. So they have to deal with this stuff now, because they can't get to the future, right? They can't get back to the future. I don't know. So good. It's so good. I can't believe how good this season is. I really can't. I say it every episode, and I apologize for saying the same thing every episode, but I legitimately cannot believe how good this season is. Like, how consistently good it is. You know? I love it. That's pretty much it. In terms of, if any of you want to tweet at us a question or opinion or talking point or anything for my recap for next episode, tweet at us #AOSQA before the next episode airs. Have the question be about this episode. I'll pose the question: do you think Nathaniel is taking the powers for himself, or is he trying to amass an army? The Inhuman powers, I mean. Because that's my big question coming out of this. You know, it's one or the other. Obviously, he's taking the powers, but because, like, I feel like if he was taking powers, it's been, how long is it? It was less than 10 years, I think, right? But it was a good few years. He would have had more powers, but he only seemed to have the Quake powers, unless he's just been hunting for Inhumans and found Afterlife. But there definitely had to have been Inhumans out in the open. Maybe not, because I think there was a big deal about Daisy getting the powers. Daisy and Reyna, right? So maybe not. Maybe it was very contained and in Afterlife. But there is artifacts out there as well, you know. I don't know. But yeah, I feel like he would have got powers anyway. So I feel like he might be creating an army. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys thought of the episode. Hit that like button and subscribe if you liked the video. We will be back next week with another reaction to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. If you want to check out our social media links, they are down in the description. Go have a look. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks again. Later.
Pull me from the ashes so I could soothe your frightened mind and let our souls collide. Rising tide so we can ride away upon a tumbling wave.